Let's get your top story. This is just days after returning from BRICS. Prime Minister Modi calls out on global forums like UNSC in his joint address with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz while talking about the war in Russia and Ukraine. Prime Minister Modi on Friday met with German Chancellor. Do remember he's here on a 3-day visit and discussed a wide range of issues focusing on bolstering bilateral strategic ties. But the key highlight of that joint presser was the big message as far as a global forums are concerned by the Indian Prime Minister. So Prime Minister Modi then mincing no words amid what he went around to say that it is a time for reforms in the global forums like UNSC, which has so far been incompetent. Those are the words that were used by Prime Minister Modi, saying that it is time, and again they've been calling out these global forums on failing to find solutions to the problems that are being faced by the world.
यूक्रेन और पश्चिम एशिया में चल रहे संघर्ष हम दोनों के लिए चिंता के विषय है। भारत का हमेशा मत रहा है कि युद्ध से समस्याओं का समाधान नहीं हो सकता और शांति की बहाली के लिए भारत हर संभव योगदान देने के लिए तैयार है। हम इस बात पर भी सहमत हैं कि 20वीं सदी में बनाए गए ग्लोबल फोरम 21वीं सदी की चुनौतियों से निपटने में सक्षम नहीं है। यूएन सिक्योरिटी काउंसिल सहित अन्य मल्टीलेटरल इंस्टीट्यूशंस में रिफॉर्म्स की आवश्यकता है।
The world of the 21st century is something where progress is a question we have to work for. But in a multipolar world, there is no global policeman, no single watchdog monitoring our common rules and institutions. Each and every one of us is called upon to defend and uphold them. If Russia was to succeed with its illegal, brutal war against Ukraine, there would be repercussions far beyond Europe's borders. Such an outcome would endanger global security and prosperity as a whole.
And let's just go across to my colleague Ghazali. Ghazali, take us through the key takeaways as far as this meeting is concerned, especially in regard to the visas in regard to skilled workers.
See, besides what the bilateral talks concluded around, it was certain MOUs have been signed between India and Germany. India and Germany are also kind of celebrating 25 years of a strategic partnership. Besides that, the visa decision which Germany has taken in favor of India by increasing the quota around 4-fold from 20,000 annual quota to 90,000 visas for India is certainly a very welcome step at a time when West is talking about anti-immigration policies. And if you see many Western countries, they have been vehemently talking about stopping the immigration of people from other countries, but here Germany has relaxed the visas and now more than around 90,000 people will be given visas. And India's workforce in Germany has been celebrated. They are revered there. That was very evident from the fact that even Indian Prime Minister today said in the bilateral talks that how Indians are contributing in the sector of engineering, medicine, technology, and besides that, now it will be more because Germany is also facing a labor shortage, a skilled labor shortage, and that is why they are looking towards India. And Indians are working in different sectors in Germany, and by easing the visas or increasing the number of visas for the Indians in a year to 90,000, that certainly shows the kind of commitment and cooperation both the countries are enjoying. Besides that, Indian Prime Minister also spoke about the conflict in the Europe between Russia and Ukraine and cleared its stand, because all this while in the last 6 months, if you see Prime Minister's visit to Russia or Ukraine has been criticized one way or the other by the West when he went to meet Russian President Mr. Putin, and this time in his third term, Mr. Modi has visited Russia thrice. So this is the kind of a stand which Prime Minister Modi spoke about, and also the role of United Nations in resolving this conflict. And he spoke in front of Mr. Olaf Scholz, the Chancellor of Germany, Germany being the permanent member of UNSC, and many other countries have been saying now that how India is also qualified enough to be pushed for a permanent membership in the United Nations Security Council. So Prime Minister's statement talking about how UN has remained ineffective body when it comes to resolving global conflict is very significant. Besides all the bilateral talks which happened between India and Germany related to visa, related to workforce, related to deeper cooperation between defense sector, energy sector, emerging technology sector, space technology, AI, and is all what was discussed between the two leaders in these bilateral talks.
Right, Ghazali, also to get more on this, we have Brahma Chalani, a strategic affairs expert, joining us to talk us through, sir, when we talk about the Prime Minister saying that war is not a solution, but at the same time highlighting the incompetence of global forums like UNSC, your reaction?
The UN Security Council is gridlocked because its 5 permanent members cannot agree on any important international issue. So the UN Security Council is unable to play a meaningful role on major international challenges. In fact, the UN as a whole has become increasingly marginalized in international affairs. If you look at the Ukraine war or the conflicts in the Middle East, the UN is a bystander. It has had no role to play. So what Prime Minister Modi said is clear that these global institutions, including the UN, need to be reformed. Reforms have been a common theme between Germany and India. In fact, Germany and India are both members of the Group of Four. This Group of Four, these 4 members are aspirants for permanent seats in the UN Security Council. So on these larger global issues, there's a convergence, a long-standing convergence between Germany and India. But on specific issues, the divergences are there. For example, Chancellor Scholz reference to Russia and saying that he should not be able to win in Ukraine sounded a note that was completely at variance with the Indian position. So despite these divergences on global issues, though, there is a lot of commonality between the German and Indian positions.
So take us through the significance of this visit of the German Chancellor. He's here on a 3-day visit. He got here yesterday to the national capital. Also, take us through this breakthrough that we can see with the Germany authorities there, the German authorities there, tripling the skilled visas for Indians.
I think more important than that, than the visa enhancement for India, is the fact that Germany now regards India as critical to its own economic interests. In fact, Chancellor Scholz followed the adoption by his government of a document known as, quote unquote, focus on India. In other words, it's very clear from the document that the German government is going to focus on India as a priority country. The German government has not issued such a document in relation to any other part in the world. So it clearly shows that after spending at least the last, since he took office, Chancellor Scholz focused on China. He's been to China, he has sought to quote China, he has sought to expand German-Chinese cooperation. Now the Germans seem to realize that that effort has reached a limit, and now they are shifting focus to India. And that is a big change, a change that will come with important policy implications as well as important moves. And increasing the visa quota for Indians is just one small step. In fact, the visit of Chancellor Scholz also coincides with the Asia-Pacific meeting of German business. And therefore, we have 640 top business leaders and CEOs from Germany and India and from elsewhere in the Asia-Pacific region, mainly Germans, attending this meeting, which will be addressed both by Chancellor Scholz and Prime Minister Modi later today.